Hi, Irene here. Thanks for stopping by my channel, Irene's Paper Addiction. Today's video is a collaboration with the ladies over at Crafty Concepts with Erin. This is a monthly collaboration, and we are working on the sketches that you can find on page 28 in the catalog, and we're going to be working with this one this month. They are all single page layouts, and I'm going to take this one and I'm going to stretch it and make it a 2-page layout. And just to make it easier on myself, I designed a sketch for both pages. So I just basically copied this. I did add some more because this is a very basic layout. And then I created the right side page. So the papers I'm going to be using are the Weekend Adventure Designer Series paper. And this is great if you are an outdoors person, you like hiking, camping, what have you. But they've got this great paper with the boot footprints, compass, the coffee cup, really pretty little trees, the plaid. And then on the opposite side, you have this blue speckled paper. To me, it looks like those old coffee pots or the coffee mugs when you went camping. These are tiny little acorns, and then just a neutral stripe. I'm also going to be bringing in the sticker sheet that coordinates with it. Here's that coffee cup I'm talking about. Let me show you the photos I'm going to be working with. And they are from a hike that I went on in the Sierra Nevadas. This is by a city called Truckee, which isn't too far from Lake Tahoe. Beautiful day. Took a gorgeous hike. It was my sister and my niece and a couple other friends. And we hiked up through the meadows and what have you. The wildflowers were in bloom. It was gorgeous. And this is the overlook we stopped at, looking down on Warren Lake. Absolutely gorgeous. Let me show you which papers I'm going to be using with my layout. I'm really intrigued by that, the green trees and the compass paper. So I'm going to be using these, and based on my sketch, what I'm thinking is that I'm going to be using this one here as my centerpiece and then bordering it with the trees. Let me cut down some papers and I will show you what I have in mind. I'm going to be building this layout on a base of white cardstock. You could use the DSP, but then you're going to be covering up 3 inches on top and bottom, and then you're not going to see that, so why waste it? It's kind of like gutting out your paper. The white cardstock is inexpensive, Michael's cardstock, so I don't mind building on that. What I do want to say is be mindful when you cut out your pattern paper, because there is direction, at least in this one specifically, as well as the trees, and I didn't want my coffee cups going sideways. And I know this because I cut mine wrong and had to cut it a second time. So, and also be mindful if you follow suit and you tear your paper like I am, that you make sure you're tearing the correct side of the paper. Because if you tear it on the bottom and then you're going to need to have the tear on top, your trees are upside down. And nobody wants upside down trees. So I'm putting one of these each top and bottom. And so these I did cut them just slightly larger than 3 inches. I think it was 3 1/4 to give it a little space to tear that. I like that dimension. And then I'm bringing in some Mossy Meadow, and I'm going to tuck that behind there. Those were about, I think they were 1 inch before I tore them down. So we're going to lay those in there. And that, again, like I said, just giving it a little bit more dimension. I'm not going to be inking any of my edges today, which is really strange for me, but obviously there's no edges to be inked. So we're just going to tear these and slide those in, and then we'll lay down our photos. So that is my thought. It's very similar to the layout where I have the strips top and bottom. I just did add an extra one and just tore them. So let me bring my photos back in. What I'm thinking is, this is my main photos, beautiful lake. I'm going to bring that down here a little bit. I'm going to put those other two photos up here on top, so I don't want them to be too high up. So I'm going to bring those down just a little. I am going to be putting my title here. The original layout seemed to have it a little bit more over here, but they had that really cool banner right there, so I'm going to be putting mine right there. And then just to balance it out, I'm going to bring that one a little bit higher because I'm going to have some extra weight down here from these photos. So something along this line. So I think that's going to look cute. I'm also going to be matting in the Mossy Meadow as well my two larger photos, which are both 4x6s before with the white border. So they're a true 4x6, and then the mats are a 1/4 inch larger all the way around. So this is what I'm thinking. I think I'm going to take the title off of the sticker sheet. Bring that in real quick. I'm thinking this one out up here because it's kind of very similar to the design, to that sketch. So I'm thinking I'm going to put it right there, tuck those photos underneath, and I think that's what we're going to go with. Let me adhere down all my photos and all my papers, and then I will be right back. I've adhered down all my photos along with all my papers, and I created some embellishments. I did my journaling on vellum, and then I'm backing it on the Mossy Meadow. You can see I did glue it down. I'm going to cover that up with some of the little bling, these little dots here, the ombre matte adhesive dots, and I'm going to put my journaling. That's going to go there. So this is the coordinating stamp set with the paper pack. It does not come with a die set. I am not team fussy cut, so luckily this one is pretty easy to cut out. I did use this one as well in one of the sentiments, but I definitely prefer die cuts. Makes things much quicker. I also stamped out the wood rounds, which are from the textured timber. This is a little older set, but it's quite popular and a lot of people have used it. So I'm going to put that up there. This is my coffee cup. I used that speckled paper to make it, look like those old-time coffee cups. I've got some sprigs I'm going to tuck in there. I took the coffee cup, let's see if I can pick that up again, and I just slit along the edge, and I'm going to tuck my greenery and some of my flowers in there. I have a little geotag I created out of a, I think it's from the Tags to Go stamp set. This is just something from my stash, a little camera. I'm going to decorate those up there. And then I recreated the same round. I'm going to be putting that down here. Again, another cup. This is that floral from the same Weekend Adventures, along with taking the scenic route. I'm going to just make myself a little sentiment there, a few little flowers or leaves. And then I cut out a tag for up here in the corner. And this is part of that new party banner die set, that one that you get a ton of banners that all nest together. That's just a circle from my stash, along with, let's see, I think I want to bring in the sticker sheet. So I'm going to be doing the title here. I'm going to pop that up, I think. I took some of the sticky off. I want to use this word adventure. I'm going to put that right there, along with a few more leaves, just to decorate that. And then I think I'm going to do another tag cluster down here, or another banner cluster. So I cut another one of those sparkly papers out, and then I went one size down in the Mossy Meadow. And I think I'm going to do something like that. I have a couple of sentiment strips I created. And then I think also there was a couple of these little wordy bits that I like. I like it's time for an adventure. Let's see about maybe putting that down here. I want to bring the brown in since I don't have any brown over here. And maybe one of these cute little acorns. I think these are pretty cute. So let's add one of those as well, maybe just up here on top. Again, I have more leaves. I also have these cute little arrows. Maybe add a couple of those. Not quite sure. So let me build my clusters up real quick, and let's see how that looks. I built all my embellishment clusters, and I popped up several of the things. This little subtitle here was popped up along with this little bit here, and then also this little cup here. I think the cups came out super cute. I'm going to be adhering my title down as well with foam squares, but what I did was I don't know if you can see it, but I doubled them because I wanted a little bit of extra loft to it, because I didn't think that one thickness was enough. So as I mentioned, this is part of a collaboration, and I'm going to be linking that playlist in the description below if you're interested in checking out the other ladies' videos. They're all very, very talented, and I think you will enjoy their videos. So let's put this one down here, and then I just want to bring in a little bit of those dots. So these again are the ombre matte decorative dots, and I think they come in like 3 different colors, so different shades. So I think I just want to bring in just a few, the greens over here, and I'm going to definitely use them to cover up that my glue. I want to move this one over just a bit. I'm going to put a tiny one there next to it up on top. They come in a couple of sizes. You got this really itty bitty tiny one, as well as a larger size. So let's use some, I'm thinking some of the blues would be good here. I need a rather large one to cover up that glue dot. That got pretty big. And let's maybe do a couple down here as well to cover up these 2 little spots. No good way to adhere vellum, so you always have to figure out how you're going to hide your glue. So I'm going to add a couple more here. I like all the different colors. I think I'm going to spread out the different colors. Green looks good on there. Let's put a couple of these over here as well. Add them to our cluster really quick. If you like this sketch and would like a PDF copy of it, send me an email over at Irenespaperaddiction@gmail.com, and I'll be more than happy to send you a copy of it. My email is also listed down below in the description box. A couple more up here, and then I would say this layout is complete. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will definitely include everything that I used down below in the description box. Let's scooch that one over just a little bit. And like I said, I will include also that playlist for the other ladies' videos. Let me quickly bring in my layout so you can get a closer shot of my clusters. I'm actually quite happy. I love these banners. I was so excited when I saw those and couldn't wait to get them. It's a huge collection, but they're so much fun. I just see decorating people's desks at work for their birthdays and things like that with them. So I'm just very, very excited to use them. If you enjoyed my video and you haven't yet subscribed, I would really appreciate it if you would hit the subscribe button, as well as give my video a like. And if you need any more scrapbooking inspiration, please check out these other videos here. Hope to see you soon. Until next time, bye.